Hey, what is up? This is AJ from Fire from Heaven. Today, I thought I'd share a little bit about how I write metal fantasy songs. Well, I also like to call it as mythical metal, just to switch it up, give it my own title and my own sound, because I don't do it like most fantasy metals with a lot of symphonic strings and like that. I like to add some more unique sounding world instruments. Like in some of my latest music, I've used like a Turkish oud. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It's like a plucked string instrument, but I do mythical metal, sort of like symphonic metal, but with just more unique world instruments, I guess. I do the strings and stuff too, but um, I try to diversify a little bit with unique world instruments. But anyways, I was gonna share how I write my songs, um, lyrically, um, musically. I kind of just do whatever I'm feeling, and I always usually start with a guitar because I'm a guitarist. That's my main thing. That's what I started doing in music, and then I started this project doing all the other parts as well. But lyrically, all my songs are influenced by my own stories that I've written, fantasy stories I've written. I've written a book called The Evil Wolf Chronicles. That's what my album, The Evil Wolf Chronicles, is about. Um, the current album I'm building up and going to release at some point, called The Hellstormer, is about my book, The Storming of Hell. But a lot of fantasy metal just kind of takes the storytelling aspect. Mine, I do a little bit differently um, because for my style, I like to differentiate myself a little bit. And for me, metal music isn't metal unless it's got that attitude, that sort of defiant energy to it, which some fantasy metal still has. You know, it's a lot of storytelling about battles and stuff like that. But what I like to do is kind of go back and forth between storytelling and then sharing the sort of the first person perspective of the character, and what he's feeling, what he's thinking, what his thoughts are, and all of that. And I kind of go back and forth between sort of a narrator, kind of like a, telling the story from a step back and describing what's going on. But also, I'll describe what the character is experiencing and seeing. Not only that, well, I will kind of speak from the character's perspective, what he's, again, what he's thinking, going through, and stuff like that, what he's feeling. So that's how I kind of incorporate that sort of defiant energy and attitude that always makes a good metal song. You can have the heaviest music. If you don't have that attitude and that energy, it just doesn't do it for me. You know, I like the defiance. That's when the rebellion. That's kind of what all metal kind of was stemmed from. It was like kind of like a big like screw you to society, basically, which probably doesn't sound like the best. Whenever I also say that my music is faith based, Christian influenced in the stories and stuff like that, but that has always been the attitude of Christianity. Was a big "you're wrong" world, kind of that kind of thing. Um, so, in my viewpoint, we've always been the most defiant because we don't follow the ways of the world. That's all I'll say on that. So, I think especially when you're coming from a faith-based perspective, you should have that aura, that attitude of defiance in the face of the world. Um, but anyways, that is how I write my songs. It also kind of gives me a chance because to describe what I'm going through in life currently. I kind of insert myself into the story. A lot of my stories are about things I've been through and experienced, so that's why I can um, tell the story from that perspective as well. But if it doesn't have that energy, that defiance, it's just doesn't do it for me. So that's why I always gotta kind of go back and forth between storytelling and that first person perspective. That's what makes a great fantasy metal song, and that's how I write my fantasy mythical metal music. And there's just a quick short video about how I write. And thank you to those who gave me this idea and wanted to know more about how I write. If you have any other questions, let me know. Be on the lookout for more music. Check out my Patreon if you want access to lots of music and a free CD if you join the Epic Metal Elf tier or higher, which that tier is only $9.97 a month, and I'll send you a free CD. You can also check out my shop, but make sure to share this video around. Share some of my music with your friends if you think they'll like it. I also do metal covers of like Lord of the Rings soundtracks. I'm currently doing Skyrim soundtrack. I've done 2 songs from it, and I'm thinking about doing more. Anyways, lots of sick metal stuff for you to check out on this channel. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Stay metal.